Hi, everybody. I hope the connection is going to work this time. Hope you guys are doing great wherever you are in the world. And we will get started soon. Let's see. Hopefully, you can join. Hope you guys are doing great. If you've missed any of our previous lives, you can always check them out on IGTV. They're all recorded. And hopefully we can get started. Um, Letitia, I hope you can see the request. Someone else just sent me a request, so it looks like the button's working for this other person. I hope it's gonna work for you. It's still not. Wow. Oof. Ooh, there we go. Okay, there we go.
Yay!
Hi, how are you?
Hi! I've never seen that happen before.
Me neither. So then I followed you again, and I was like, well, I'm
Oh,
just gonna press and press and see if I can follow her again
that's
then.
so weird. Well, we got it to work.
Yes,
So,
thanks so much for taking the time.
absolutely. How are
Yes,
you today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good. Happy
Awesome.
Saturday.
Happy Saturday. Yeah, and I know everyone's busy, so thanks for taking the time. And
Yeah.
I did pin our topics below just to kind of
Oh,
keep me on
awesome.
track. And I will probably be playing with filters along the way.
Okay.
But before we get started, I just want to say hi to anyone else who's either watching live or on the replay. And please put your questions and comments down below. Now, Letitia, I want to be sure I'm pronouncing your name correctly because there are a couple of ways to pronounce your name. So, which way do you prefer?
Letitia.
Letitia. Okay,
Few
awesome.
people call me Letitia, or you can just say Tisha.
Okay, awesome, awesome. So, and also anyone else who's watching today, if you could put where you're tuning in from around the world, that would be cool to see where people are watching from and participating.
Hi, everyone.
And, and while we wait for comments and questions, I think we should just get started because we have lots of topics to cover today.
Okay, absolutely.
Awesome. So my first question for you, Letitia, is if you could tell us a bit, please, about your vegan journey, how you started, and how you ended up to where you are today, please.
Sure. So, peace, everyone. My name is Letitia. For those of you who do not know me, I am a holistic health coach and owner of Piece of Food. I have been vegan for a little over 15 years now, and it's been a very interesting journey, ups and downs. So, the way I started out, I didn't grow up always eating healthy. I ate what my mother, my grandmother made for me. And, typical kid, typical standard American diet. I ate fast food. I loved fast food. I loved eating out, just like a typical kid.
Yeah,
Chicken
yeah,
nuggets, all of that.
yeah. Mhm.
So it wasn't ingrained in me to say, like, eat healthy or, excuse me, think about where animals come from,
Right.
or excuse me, like where the animals on our plate come from, and making those connections. It wasn't there. We didn't have classes that really talked about it. I didn't live near any farms or anything, unfortunately. And it was just something that out of sight, out of mind. If you didn't know about it, you didn't think about it.
Yeah.
So as I got older and I started to realize, like, my body is feeling a little different. Like I played sports in high school, but afterwards I became, you know, a couch potato and not really taking care of myself and thinking that, oh, I'm young, I don't really need to do anything. And this is kind of in my 20s when I started to approach like thinking, well, maybe I need to think about my diet a little bit more and eat
Yeah.
healthier. I never really was into dieting, and I really was always an animal lover as well. Didn't have a lot of pets. I had cats here and there, but it was something in the back of my mind, like, why do we eat one type of animal and not the other? And I took the time to start to explore, okay, where is our food coming from? Who grows it? Why do I feel this way after I eat a certain meal? What is all of this doing to our environment? And really starting to connect the dots. And it kind of is that vegan, kind of like rabbit hole that you go down, because I just started looking up different articles. I looked up videos, and this was early 2000s. So there wasn't a lot out
No.
there. Yeah, there was PETA. So that was like my example for what veganism was. And it wasn't the greatest, I would say, because they're so controversial. Maybe they've calmed down a little bit now, but they were very controversial. You didn't see a lot of people that looked like us.
Right.
And it was just one of those things where it's like, that's interesting. The animal activism part of it all, the spirituality part of it all, the health part of it all. And I think it's all like intermingled and interconnected. And it was kind of one of those things that I looked into health-wise as well. Like, what is the connection to eating dairy and eating meat, and what is that doing to our body? And what is it doing to the earth? Because I feel like the way the earth is being treated is the way we're treating our bodies. So it's all like that cycle and that circle. So it was definitely something that I started to question. I started to question like different diseases and lifestyle related diseases and why different statistics are the way they are for brown and black people. So it was definitely just like asking question after question after question and trying to find other people who were going through the same journey. And there weren't a lot. Now there is, though, so that's amazing.
But I really applaud you for going down the rabbit hole like that, you know, and really just, you know, you just kept digging and digging for more information. So I really applaud you for that.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
And I did have some influences around me. A person I was dating at the time, their sister was vegan, and she kind of like sparked something in me. She was making green juices and she was really into raw food. So I was just like, oh, that's different. I was never exposed to that. So it was definitely something that sparked something in me.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. I want to say hi to everyone who's joining. Thanks so much. And please put your questions and comments down below for Letitia, and she'll be happy to answer. Absolutely. And while we wait for questions and comments, let's go to our next question, please, which is if you could tell us about your holistic health coaching services. You know, this is, I think, a need that so many people have, you know, especially with the vegan movement growing as it is, thankfully. So if you could tell us a bit, please, about your coaching services, that would be great.
Absolutely. So I started Piece of Food about 11 years ago, and it started actually from when I was becoming vegan. People were coming to me with so many questions, like trying to help them transition, giving them recipes and things like that. And I kind of, not in like a capitalistic way, but was kind of thinking about, how can I make this into a business? And how can I help more people and reach more people? And I stumbled upon, well, I don't like to say stumbled upon because I believe in like synchronicities. It kind of, excuse me, I went to the Institute of Integrative Nutrition for my holistic health training. So that was something that I did, and it really helped me discover more things to help myself as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it all started with me, and I think it always starts with you, you know,
Yeah.
um, trying to help heal myself holistically and not just like thinking about, okay, I'm just eating fruits and vegetables and that's it, you know,
Yeah.
really starting to think about how it's affecting my mind, body, and spirit, and not just, you know, it's not just one thing, it's multi-layered.
Right.
And
Right.
really thinking about how I can help my community, how I can help my family, how I can help friends, and you know, just help people eat healthier, even if it's just reducing at the moment, you know, reducing animal products at the moment, you know. So really, that's where Piece of Food came from, with really wanting to spread the word of veganism, spread the word of self-love, self-care, and really starting within, and whatever that means for you, like the emotional healing, healing from past traumas, really trying to figure out why you attract toxic relationships, thinking about how food is affecting maybe your brain fog and your energy and things like that. So that's how Piece of Food was born, and I really just strive to help people find more balance in their life and have like a healthier lifestyle that works for them.
Yeah, and I really love that, you're not only looking at the food aspect or the physical fitness aspect, like, like you mentioned, emotions, there's probably like relationships, their career, like everything. Everything is connected, and a lot of people think, well, their lives are going to be solved if they're on the right diet, but that's not
Yeah,
reality. Yeah.
it's not. And sometimes I think within the vegan community, it can be promoted that way.
Mm,
And that can be a turnoff, you know? Oh, eat this and it'll fix everything in your life. No, you have to work on yourself every day, you know, different aspects of yourself. I'm not saying to overwork yourself, but maybe you need to find a therapist. Maybe you
yeah,
need to
yeah,
cut back on fried food or
yeah, yeah,
eating out and spending so much money. And these are all things I tell myself as well, you know.
of
It's not something
course.
that I'm just like, hey, everyone do this, but
Yeah, yeah,
I work on myself as well. So, you know, no
yeah.
one's perfect.
Yeah, and I like that you brought up the whole part about like reducing because I just learned a new expression the other day, reducitarian. So like some people are like flexitarian and pescatarian
Yep,
and
I've heard of
obviously
those.
plant-based and vegan. So now there's a new one called reducitarian, which is doing what you're saying to
I didn't
which
know
is
that.
I just learned that the other day, like about 2 weeks ago, and I saw it on, someone's post, and I was like, because this person is trying to like encourage people, like you're saying, to, maybe switch out their breakfast for a plant meal instead of, an animal
Plant-based
meal.
steps.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Right, right. So I thought,
Oh,
oh my gosh, now we have a new expression, to consider. I want to just say hi to everyone who's joining. And also, if you could please put your questions and comments down below for Letitia. And also, if you could let us know where you're watching from today, that would be awesome to know that.
yeah.
And so while we wait for those comments to come in, let's go to the next topic, please, which is if you could tell us a bit about your books. I know you
Oh,
have some books I saw on your website.
I
So what do you want to share with us about your books?
Sure. So I do have some ebooks out on my website. One of them is my 7-day detox program, which I've had in my business for a very long time. It was one of my most successful programs. I used to do more guided detoxes. At the moment, I've stopped, but within the ebook, you have a 7-day raw food menu, raw detox to kind of like flush your mind, body, and soul out and reset yourself and yeah, just recharge yourself with healthier thoughts, healthier foods that you're intaking, and things like that. So that's one of my ebooks online. I also have a book about of your having like a stress Free Vegan Journey. So that one is another one where I touch on all of the holistic parts of you, your mind, body, and spirit, talking about how to establish rituals within your everyday life, how to incorporate more vegan cooking, how to detox, how to meditate and incorporate that into your lifestyle as well. So these are just a couple of little books that I wrote just to, I think sometimes accessibility is like one of those things where, oh, go buy this expensive book. I was looking for a new yoga mat the other day, and yoga mats are like outrageously expensive, most of them, you know? So it's just like all of these wellness things sometimes seem unapproachable to certain people. And
Yeah.
I just want people to realize it is approachable for everyone. Wellness is for everyone, and especially for underserved communities or you know what I mean? So for Black and brown people who sometimes need it the most, we're going through lots of traumatic things, and we may not label it as like PTSD. We may
Yeah.
not label it as depression, you know, because sometimes we'll brush it off as, oh, he's just crazy, she's just crazy. You know, these are things that we need to have access to. So, you know, just pulling out some random notebook that you have and use that as your journal, doing yoga on the floor with a couple of blankets, you know, really just thinking about how you can establish your wellness journey. And it's going to look different for you, and it doesn't have to be what it looks like on Instagram. And I just want people to know that and have access to that. You know, a ritual doesn't have to be taking a bath and, you know, having crystals. It can look a little different for you, you know. So just thinking in terms of reaching those people who may not think it's for them, because at one point I didn't think it was for me either, as far as like self-care when it comes to having solitude and taking time to yourself. I looked at it as, oh, I'm selfish, I'm being a hermit, or I'm doing weird things and keeping to myself, when in reality it was maybe I'm using this to help, you know, my mental health and really establish new rituals for myself. And just thinking in terms of that, what's going to help you, you know, to live your best life.
Yeah, but I love that you're taking such an individual and unique approach. We have a comment here from Violet Gnome 22. Yay for vegan, yay for meditation.
Yes, yes, we
I
all need
agree.
it.
I
Even if it's
agree.
like a 30-second meditation, you
I
know.
know. I said the other day, I was telling someone on a live the other day that, you know, I've even like meditated in an elevator, just going up or down. I just close my eyes and just kind of look at my third eye and, you know, just do a little bit of breathing while I'm waiting. And you know, someone in the audience was like getting a little laugh out of that, you know, but I think it helps. Like, I think every little bit helps, you know, 5 minutes, whatever.
Yeah, and you don't have to, you know, look at it as you have to sit down and have your little corner, which is, I mean, you can have your meditation corner or room, but you can have walking meditation. You can meditate while you're eating. Like, it looks different for everyone, you know, and there's so many ways. And when you do study meditation, it can just be deep breathing and just sitting there staring into nature, walking in nature, you know, that's meditation. So,
Totally, totally. That is awesome. Now, tell us a bit, please, about your podcast. I do want to admit that I have listened to some of your podcasts, and I really liked.
ew.
There was one that I watched, listened to, sorry, on my phone as I was like taking a walk, and it was you were covering like the different elements in our bodies, but also like the different elements, you know,
That
on our
was,
planet. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so interesting. But
yeah.
I don't want to spoil, you know, some of the
Oh
topics
no,
you have, but if you could tell us a bit about your podcast, please.
that's so interesting that you brought up that episode, because I was thinking about deleting it for some reason. Because I was
Oh,
like, this might be strange.
I I don't think so. I mean,
Okay.
I'm into like chakras and I'm into doshas and,
Yeah.
the elements and all of that. And I was like, wow, I hadn't thought of all of it like that. But it's totally up to you if you take
Yeah.
it off
Oh
or
no,
not.
I'm
But,
so happy. Like, I think, we get these signs of like, why am I second guessing myself? It's my podcast essentially. So, my podcast is, excuse me, it just